Do you see my notes? Oh, do you know what I feel like right now? I feel like we're those two gals on the SNL skit who talk about sweaty balls. You know?
We could do that.
We could. My meatballs. My sweaty balls. It's time. I can't even do that justice, but that's what I feel like just now starting. So, hi everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday lunch chat on a Friday.
Yay.
Yay. Look at us. We're at the same height because today I'm sitting on a toolbox.
Good for the rump.
We thought about it ahead of time, and instead of after hitting play on the live video. So,
and by ahead of time, it means 5 minutes ago.
Yes, like not even. Like I just went and grabbed this off the nearest shelf. So if I slide off of my chair in the middle of the video, we'll
I'll
know
catch you.
It's because
I'll catch her.
The toolbox gave way. Well, we're so glad to have you here. We are here to talk about all things tea with jam and bread. And I realized that the way that I can, before we get into talking about the yarn, I think we need to talk about how many different ways we've had customers call this pattern since we started. It's the tea with honey and jam.
Oh,
or
I like that. I love honey.
Bread with tea and jam, or bread with honey and jam. The tea with bread and jam. That's like just flipping jam and bread. Have you had any interesting iterations?
No, but sometimes when I try to say it, I mix up it comes out like G. You know, I mess up the first letters of them. So then I have like, you know, instead of bread, I have Ted, and I have, you know, or I have Jed and Bram. And,
yes,
you know,
Jed and Bram.
Yeah.
Yes. Our friends Jed and Bram.
I did watch Sound of Music last week, though.
Okay.
And did you get that reference when I sent it to you?
No, I did not put it together because I had COVID, and I was like, I couldn't put two and two together if you'd asked me.
I took a screenshot of when they're singing Do Re Mi, which has the tea with jam and bread. and I laid my sweater out, which I was knitting, in front of it to get that shot of like, here, this is when they're all singing. And I'm, of course, singing along with it, but I take the picture so you can't hear me and send it. And then I could tell from your and Julia's reaction that you had no idea that I was referencing the movie and how excited I was to watch the movie and knit the sweater at the same time.
Okay, I don't know what Julia's excuse was because she did not have. Okay, I made zero connections. I just was like, cool, she's watching Sound of Music. I love Sound of Music. Julia's not here to defend herself. She might have got it. Maybe she got it. Yeah. Well, on the note of Sound of Music, I was going to say, ever since I started out saying it wrong, and Heidi pointed out, if you think through the lyrics of the song, you'll get it right. And I realized I was in Sound of Music when I was in high school. I played Liesel. So up until the age of 47 and a couple months, thought it was tea with German bread.
No. Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I had
so
to.
That's how you sang it?
I had to have seen it written, but not fully processed it. So in my mind, this is how I keep it straight: it's not tea with bread and jam because you can't make bread and jam into German bread. So it's tea with jam and bread because it's tea with German bread.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be German bread for me from here forward.
Well, I mean, if that helps anyone else remember how to properly name this thing.
And we'll make sure everyone knows so that if you ask for German bread,
exactly,
we'll have to fill in Jill and Ariana and Julia so they know what you're referencing.
So aren't you glad you're with such smart, intelligent leaders? This is the smart one in the room right now. I have to tell you.
Don't set me up.
She's the only one who's got it all together.
I've never had it all together.
Oh, God. Well, on that note, we have, if you could see this table, hordes of yarn choices. We each went and pulled all of our own favorites. I have yet to decide. I do feel like I lost about 10 days because I was ill. And Ingrid's making another one. She has yet to decide. So maybe doing this, showing you all of our choices will help us.
Yes. Just clarify.
Decide.
I don't know.
Go in a whole new direction.
Or overwhelm us with 10 more options. Because that's usually because I'm looking at your pile going, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, I didn't think of that.
As you can see, or you maybe kind of see, Ingrid is actually wearing her first one that she just sewed the pockets down, all finished.
Today.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what kind of yarn is used for this?
Worsted weight as I smack my knee into the table leg. Yes, my German bread is made with ultra wool. So worsted weight yarn, you want 19 stitches to 4 inches. So a really solid worsted weight yarn, or holding something together to get 'em to 19 stitches and 4 inches. In stockinette, most of the sweater is stockinette, right? Except your cuffs and the top of your pockets and your neckline, that's all rib, but the rest of it's stockinette. So swatch your stockinette in the round, just like you're gonna knit it.
And wash it.
Yes.
Yeah, or block it however you block.
Yes.
Yes. So because of that, we have a million options. So, Julia, thank you so much. We do have a list of all of these on the blog post that details everything about this knit along, including your sign up link if you have not already signed up. Be sure to do that at the bottom of that blog post, because you get important emails with links, etc. But you also get your coupon for 10% off your materials that you buy for this knit along. Club members, don't forget you get 20% off with your special code. So yes, do that. Yes. Even if you cannot make the live knit along get-togethers, if you've signed up, you'll get the coupon and you will get the replay links, because we will send out video replays. So,
and we're meeting on 2 Sundays and 2 Wednesdays, hoping it kind of accommodates different schedules, different times, and different time zones, because hopefully people will join us from everywhere. So it might mean that you can make it live to 1 or 2, but not the others. So know that you'll still be able to watch them.
Yeah.
Catch everybody's questions.
And I should say, I've also made this sweater and I love it. It's probably one of my top 5 finished sweaters of all time. And it's actually very probably one of the sweaters I've worn most. However, Campbell stole it. I don't have it here. It lives in Eugene now, on the body of my 20-year-old, because that's what you do. You let your kids steal your sweaters once they show that they like them.
That's why I didn't have kids.
Yeah. Damn it.
I want all my sweaters
Smart
for myself.
again. She thought way ahead on this.
Because, I didn't learn to knit until my mid-30s. Of course, that's, was one of my reasons.
So that's the reason I'm not wearing mine today. Julia just said that she left ultra wool off of the yarn list. So she's adding it right now. So you will find ultra wool, what Ingrid used, on your list. Some of the yarns that we're offering are drop ship from Barocco, so don't delay. If those are yarns you're considering, I'm considering one of them and I have yet to put my order in. So do as I say, not as I do. And yeah, should we start showing some fun stuff?
Yes. I think you should start, because you have a few more than me.
My pile's really big.
Also, I've made at least 3, maybe 4 posts in our Facebook groups, both Unraveled and Club, for None Other Hat, that have had what my picks would be in different worsted weight yarns. And again, ultra wool might be one to drop ship. Yes.
Someone sent us fireworks.
Oh, wow. We're that special.
Damn.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
We'll take it.
Hopefully you all could see it too, because otherwise we're going to look really stupid.
It was like
Yes.
this.
Ingrid's posts are really good, because what she does this great collage thing where she gives you, the pictures together, so you can really see how those colors play together. Yeah, it's really helpful. Naomi, how did that happen?
Yeah, I know.
We don't know.
If we knew, we'd be giving ourselves fireworks all the time. We'd be like, yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good.
We'd get nowhere.
The party hat. We'd do confetti.
Yep, we would do all of it.
Ooh, yeah.
Cat ears. Okay, I'll start with some that I don't see in your pile.
Yes.
Okay, so this is not the worsted weight, but it gives you an idea. This is Remix. I'm holding Remix Chunky because that's what we have in stock. But you can do Remix. Look at that. Ooh. You can
We're special.
Special. You could do Remix and actually get very close to Ingrid's same colorways. So if you maybe have a preference to not make a wool sweater, you could do the same exact kind of look and feel out of Remix, which is a plant and synthetic blend of all recycled fibers. So it's got cotton, linen, nylon,
Acrylic,
poly, silk.
yeah.
It's really lovely to work with, and it just gets softer and smoother and drapier the more it's worn and washed. This is the one that is at the top of my list right now that I would need to order. So I have to make that decision. Oh, it's Friday. I have to make that decision in the next couple hours because it's Friday. They're going to close at their East Coast. So
Pressure is on.
if I want to get it here by next week, I need to do that right away. So anyways, if you're considering remix, get that order in ASAP.
I might order it just so that I have it. Because I already know. I want ocean and ice.
Oh, that's
or
a
birch
total,
ends.
that's,
So
yeah.
if I order it, then at least I have it.
Oh, brilliant. See, I told you. She's the smart one.
Get it.
Do I have something else I should do? Oh, I have Talara. You don't have Talara. So I'll do that too really quick. Okay. So Talara, this is also in my top 3 list right now. So this is a new yarn this fall from Barocco. It's 100% baby llama. Deliciousness. It's a chainette construction. Which means that it is light and airy without being heavy when it's finished, which is one of the reasons I'm really interested in it, because at my size with a tunic length sweater, that's a lot of yarn. This will be more lighter weight than some of my other choices. So,
And there is somebody who knit a
yes, there is an example of this on Ravelry.
tea with jam and bread.
Or German bread. I mean,
you know.
not opposed to German bread. So for me, I think this is my main color I would choose, and then these 2 would be my stripes.
Oh,
So this is a really big contender for me. Also,
maybe you should get both. Just
maybe I should end up. I'm gonna have like 16 sweater quantities for this sweater,
I'll think of other sweaters.
and it's gonna be your fault.
I'll take it. That's okay. Blame me. I'm fine with that.
Okay, lay one on
Okay.
us.
Vintage, Barocco vintage. So if you, again, don't want a
my
fully
God.
wool, maybe you need a little bit lighter weight or feel to it. Plus it's so soft. Like if you're going to wear it more next to your skin, whatever the reason might be. And I did 2 of whatever. I brought over 2 of whatever I thought would be my main. So I would probably do this my main. I'd probably put the light on top and the dark is the bottom stripe. And these are all things Ingrid. I mean, my wardrobe is like pretty any shade of pink, any shade of gray to, black. It's pretty much what I have. So
Okay, so I also have a vintage combo, but I want Ingrid's. So
oh, maybe we should just trade.
So this was my choice in vintage. This is my main color with stripes in this kind of light neutral and then the dark teal.
Yes.
Dang. Let's make each other tea with German bread.
Okay.
So 2 vintage options. I'm also very attracted to doing it out of vintage just because I think it is really wearable, really easy care. I mean, there's just so many reasons.
Multiple seasons.
You all know we haven't carried a lot of acrylic in the life of this store, which is coming up on 20 years. This is an exception. It's really well made. It's really high quality acrylic, half wool still in there, so you get the good shape memory of wool. So
pretty much anytime I'm knitting something, especially if it's someone else and they need it machine washable, vintage, especially because it's in every weight now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just about.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's kind of just the go-to. Oh, I know.
yes.
Because it'll be soft and
Yes.
it'll be nice. And
And it comes in a gazillion colors, so there's always an option. There's always like a palette that you can put together. So
I like ultra wool for that too.
Yeah.
There's always it's going to be really hard for you to not find a color
Right.
you want because there's so many.
yes.
Okay, I'm going to go to
Oh, more
Tosh.
vintage.
Oh yes, the Tosh vintage this time around. And this one is me trying to really force outside of my color box to give examples because this is way outside my color box. But I do love a honey gold. If I end up with anything goldish, yellow, you'll never see me in yellow. Anything goldish, it's always a darker honey gold, has to be. Well, I mean, really it makes sense. But if I did the honey gold and then foresty green, I'm not actually telling you right names, Joshua tree and
Glazed pecan.
you know what? I do have glazed pecan at home because I didn't know I would like it. That's funny. But I don't have enough to make this whole sweater. And then fragrant. And if you see this, you'll see that there's little gold tones in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you could even get even if you just held it with the green, you can even see right here and stuff, there's a little bit of green. So that's why I feel like
dig it.
these would be la la.
I dig it big time. Okay, I also have a vintage Tosh vintage option, and
It looks like you're Barocco junkie. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna see a theme. I've got several things in this theme, but I have.
It also looks like her instant crush.
It looks just like Ingrid pointed out as I showed her this. She's like, "Are those the same colors as your instant crush?" Yep, they are. So we've got here leopard. That would be my main color, and then rose is the light pink, and plain cake is the beige.
I might use this one just to be able to tell people I'm wearing leopard.
Ooh. So, yeah, that's my Tosh vintage.
Which just looks a little bit like some other things.
Just a little bit.
All right. Dream in color. I love everything dream in color. I've done a couple things out of Classy, but I have yet to do something out of Riley. So if I did Riley, this would be what I would do. And this would be, some people have asked, like, do I have to do 3 colors? Do I have to stripe? No, you can do a single color.
Yeah.
I mean,
or you could
no
do 2.
rules.
If you really just can't find a third, you could do both stripes out of the same color.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So like if I was somebody who didn't want a lot of variation and wanted something more to blend or be subtle, then I might use something like this, because there's going to be times where, you know, it almost looks the same. And then if I did do as the pattern is written with 2 stripes, I'd probably put the lighter one on top and the one that just blended in more on the bottom. But you're going to have all the colors are going to overlap, right? They're going to pull from each other. So, if I don't have pink and gray, then I have turquoise teal. And if you know me, you already know this about my wardrobe. So, yes.
Which is why I'm going to make mine for you. Yes. So I did a Riley combo also. This is a little outside the box for me, as this green is not a color I normally would choose.
But look at next to your face. It would be lovely. Yes.
Why did I make a face?
Even with your eyes.
Why did I do that?
Because that's what you do.
Well, you know, now that I've gone back to my actual color of hair, this does actually work a little bit. But then I picked, back in my wheelhouse, my contrasts are
looks Barbie.
Sonoran Magic and Luxie. It is very Barbie-ish, right? It's like if Barbie went camping. Yes. So this green main color, stripes, again, like I like what Ingrid was saying, where I would put the lighter one on top, the brighter pink on bottom. But this would be a really wild and fun colorway to do. Oh, and it's just so soft.
Or if you were knitting for a teen or a child, that would be so fun.
Yes, and this sweater comes in all
every
sizes.
size.
Yeah,
Yes.
all sizes. So
when you buy the pattern, I think you get 2 downloads. Because otherwise it would be so many pages. So you get one that is children's sizes, and then you get one that's adult sizes.
Right. So you could totally do that for a younger person in your life. Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So I found a DK that I would hold together with mohair if I was going for the luxury edition, and this is newer-ish to the shop, the 29 Bridges, but not completely new. So starting with that, I would make this my main color. I tell you, the cinnamony, orangey, cinnamony, I love. And then I'm not so afraid of these darker foresty green / but what is this actually called? Take a hike. Oh! Hi, Bubba's. This is Moraine.
We scripted this.
We couldn't if we tried. Okay, and then
I love it.
this one is Taroko. Is that how you'd say that? Taroko. Anyway, again, I tend to not go completely drastic from one color to another very often, so you can see that they still all pull from each other. So then when I went to match it with mohair, what I loved was this Tosh Impressions. I actually would love with all of them, and what I literally went and held it with each of them to make sure that I would want. That's so me. I love bourbon. Love bourbon. Had some last night, actually. Had an old fashioned just last night. I always have to say no cherry so that I don't have to use my EpiPen while I'm there. But give me the old fashions minus cherry. So anyway, if I wanted a little luxury, this would be, okay. Shoot. Now I want that too. Darn it. I wish I had already decided before today, honestly, because I think it is just going to get more complicated.
Okay, I'm going to do, I'm missing, oh, there it is. Okay. I'll do a couple here that you don't have. So I grabbed a classy combo. So this is another Dream and Color yarn. So they've got 2 worsted weight bases. One of them is plied, that's classy, and then one of them is a single ply, which is Riley, which we just showed you. So I grabbed a combo in classy as well because, again, I don't know what's with me, and I've got 3 green combos, and that is so not normal. So when have I ever been normal?
It's overrated.
So I've got Joshua Tree here, which is kind of a pretty medium, brighter green. And, Julia's doing hers in classy. And then
I did not know.
Gray Tabby is this neutral in the middle. And then I love this Cotton Wick, which is a multi, but it's got green, little bits of gold. It's on more of a beigey kind of creamy base than pure white. So I would do these as my stripes in this classy combo.
Nice.
And then I have we've had a few people going the route of Mystico. And I just finished a sweater for Campbell in Mystico. Really fun to work with. Really soft and buttery. It's a worsted weight, even though sometimes people pick it up and they're like, what, really? But it's because it's got a brushed halo that you need to give plenty of room in your gauge. So this would be a lighter, more ethereal kind of finished fabric, but it would still be entirely doable. And I picked up this kind of blackish color. All of the Mysticos have multicolor flecks in them. Yes. This is an alpaca cotton blend. So again, it's kind of a multi-season, all year kind of thing. And then I picked these 2 fun colors to pick up on the multi-flex to do for the stripes.
Yes.
I just think this would be a really fun combo. So there's a Mystico
If you
option.
use something like Mystico or Dolce, do remember that it's not going to hang the same as many of the others you see because it is so light and nice. So if you want something more fluffy light, and definitely you could wear in hotter climates, or if your own climate is hotter, great, but it won't hang the same.
Yes,
or
it'll be lighter and it won't have that same kind of drape and pull. It'll still be gorgeous. It would still totally work, but be aware.
Also another one, if I was doing a teen or a child, that's another one. That
that would be fun.
For that too. Yeah. And little pockets. Who doesn't want pockets?
Everyone wants pockets.
Okay, so American U worsted. See, and this is why Jam and Bread ends up like Jed and Bram, right? This is me. This is actually my whole life too. So it goes back to my toddlerhood. I used to call the seatbelt belt seat. I used to call toothpaste paste tooth. So not a new trend for me, but it happens. Especially when I'm excited, having fun, and out of my mind.
I like woosted.
You and woosted. I just did it again. Right. So, here's the label so you can see instead of having me say it. So I would do my main color. It's kind of a grapey gray, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Like it's not.
Yes.
This is not. Oh, look, I'm pulling my glasses down, but I didn't need to because I don't have my migraine glasses on. Okay, so it's not brown, but it's not purple, but it's not gray, but it's somehow a combination of all of those.
Right. It's like a cool brown or...
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe
And you have flex, of course, because it's tweed. And I would put it with this lovely... Do these have names on them? Yes, glass of port. Ooh, also
don't mind if I do.
If I'm not drinking bourbon, I'd drink a glass of port. And birch bark. So I would do that. And just because it's my usual, I put the lighter stripe on top and the darker stripe on bottom. Just me. Root beer. That's the name of this.
That's pretty good.
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So similarly, actually, I picked root beer in American woosted tweed.
German bread.
And then I kind of played off of the purple tendencies in this and went with this. It's called something olive.
Green olive.
It's Adela's olive. No, it's called Weeping Willow.
You really can't trust us. You really can.
Weeping Willow, and then the seashell color, which is just a total neutral cream. It's got little flecks though of green and red and other colors in
I
it.
missed this.
So,
that.
yeah, so I kind of, again, I had this interesting, weird little green thing going. So that was my combo in the worsted tweed. I made a sweater out of this in this color, and I loved, this yarn is absolutely delightful to knit with. It's bouncy, it's soft. Oh, love it. We do have a restock on the way too. So if you're not seeing quantities, we might be about to get them. Like it shipped last week. It should be here any day. So yes.
Snow, ice, could you hold on just
I know,
another
right?
minute?
Let our yarn get here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple here that total weird combos. Okay, so this.
So maybe you should make that one for me.
No, this one's a You're not a Virgo. You can't have it.
Cancer children, we always get just swept away.
So I was trying to pick out a wool stock combo, and I did have a third color in here. Then my eye got caught. This brand new Zodiac color from Malabrigo. This is Rios, and it's Virgo, and I'm a Virgo, and I could
And it looks
not.
like the sweater she's wearing.
Shit.
That's okay.
100%.
We gotta stick with what we know.
Good Lord, I guess so. So I've got this really almost black Midnight Sea, which is a blue-green, and then a lighter blue-green and kind of icy blue, and then the Virgo in the middle. And I know these are different yarns, and they might have a slightly different workup, but I think they would actually blend just fine, especially since it's a broad stripe. It's a pretty clean transition from one to the next. So this is another sneaker. Oh.
You know, on that same thought, so these are all ultra wool, and they were all from my stash, the yarns I used. But when I got to color Bear, that's my darker brown, I knit like just 10 stitches, and I stopped because I was like, this must not be the same gauge. Maybe I DK put in my worsted box, but I didn't have a label for it anymore because it's left over from a hat anyway. So I actually took it out, and then I swatched it, and I have a picture. I swatched 4 other yarns thinking for sure I would have to go with something else. And then in the end, I got exact gauge with this.
It just felt different.
It did. It felt different. So even if you are using different yarns, I'm a swatcher. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you to swatch. But whether you do or not, swatch it out and see if it works. And because it is clean stripes, you're not doing color work or holding them together. That really, if you already have one color established and that gauge is established, it would take quite a bit of difference for the other color to either make a bigger gauge or smaller, because it's going to somewhat fit in line with what you already have on your needles.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have one left over here, and
and it looks totally different from all the others.
Shut it. So I have long been wanting to make a sweater in Barocco Renew, and this is another great recycled yarn from Barocco. So this is
chinchilla.
Sorry, the name of it.
Because it's in my layout and it's in my cart, and I like
I
stare
don't
at it all
think
the
this
time.
is made with recycled chinchilla. Viscose, wool, nylon, and cashmere, all recycled from the garment industry, and they're sorted by color, which is just fascinating to me. So I have 3 shades of Renew that I've paired. Shut up.
And it looks nothing like her Instant Crush.
In fact, all 3 of these colors are in my.
I know.
All right, I'm nothing if not predictable. All right. So, God,
you can count on us. That's what that means.
Probably
you can count on
can't
us.
do this because it is too similar.
Don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop
my
you.
main color would be the gray, and then the kind of taupey beige and the pink. Damn it.
Sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
Honestly, okay, after all of this, I think that one of my top choices right now is this or your version of vintage. And that is not what I expected to say at the end of this.
Yeah, me neither. Well, and because this one's wool, I wanted to go with something more of a mixed fiber or a plant fiber. But I'm telling you, I don't know. Really.
Oh, God, yeah, right?
So, yeah, it hasn't brought me clarity. It's only brought me more options.
So maybe you guys found some beautiful pair in this, and you will have less muddled heads than I. Now that we've shown you all this. My mom says turquoise for you.
Thank you.
Mom, what do I do?
Thank you. I love the help. I love the assistance. My wife will agree with you too.
Yes, totally. She's like, all the turquoise.
She'll be like, why'd you consider anything else?
Right. I do actually, this one's still really calling to me. Oh,
because you want to make it for me.
Guess.
Don't you think Sarah has time and desire to make me a sweater? I mean, come on.
I mean, if she makes me one, then we could do tit for tat.
Yeah.
If you have any questions at all, thank you, Ginny. Ginny says they're all beautiful.
Oh,
please send them our way. We're happy to talk you through your yarn choices. Jill has been putting colors together for people via text all week. Well, it's Friday. Yeah, for a couple of weeks. So you can text our phone number here at the store, and we can send you pictures via text. So it's a great way to get a confirmation. If you're like, I think I want these three together, but just ask, and Jill would be happy to shoot those pictures.
We volunteer, Jill.
We volunteer, Jill.
We kick off the 21st.
Oh, yes.
So that's going to be our first gathering. And it doesn't matter whether you cast on before then, you haven't cast on yet, you're swatching, you haven't swatched yet, doesn't matter.
Yep.
If you're available, join us. We can talk all things getting started. And I have some tips even regarding like stitch markers and stuff like that. So you're going to want, I'd say, 4 different ones at the start of your sweater, or something notably different, those kind of things. So, and then we're gonna meet 4 times over 4 weeks, or maybe 4.5 weeks is what it ends up to be. So that way we can share community time, show and tell, tips and tricks.
Yes.
Always the best tips and tricks, I feel like, come out of our knit.
Oh, always. I mean, you think you can't, I've knit over 200 sweaters.
Holy cow.
And you would think that you can't have another new tip or trick, possibly, right?
Yeah.
Always there's a new one. Somebody shares something, you're like, oh my gosh.
How did I not know that? How was I not already doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Julia says she's put together a bunch of combos for people over email. Also, yeah. Oh, especially, so Julia was saying, especially with the dropship yarns we don't have in stock. Mm-hmm. So it is true that we carry all of the Barocco yarns, but we don't carry them all in the store. We just physically would not have the room for that. But they're gracious enough to allow us to carry them all and then send them out to you via dropship. So if you need some help putting something together on a yarn that says it's a dropship yarn, we can help with that too. Julia's been doing that a lot.
And I think I say this every knit along we have, but the app I use to put the colors together when I show you pictures, it's called Layout. It's a free app. And then I take screenshots of the photos here from the shop, or which you can do even with the dropship yarns. You'll find the photos, take the pictures of the ones you want, and then put them in Layout. And then even in Layout, you can choose how you set them. So that's how I would put like my main color on the left and what I thought might be the stripes on top and bottom on the right. And that's how I was doing it, but you have choices. So you can do it yourself. Screenshot, take pictures, and then use Layout to put them next to each other, and you can have your own 100 overwhelming combos too. Yeah. You too can overwhelm yourself.
So Candace has a question. She says she needs mindless knitting. How hard are the pockets?
Not hard at all. So you're gonna put stitches on hold. You're gonna continue to knit the sweater. You knit the top of the pockets and rib. I would still call that, close to mindless knitting. And then you go and you take those stitches that are on hold and you knit the pocket linings until they're the same length as your sweater. And then you're going to knit the lining and the sweater together in a row, and it's easy that. So at the end, all you have left to do is seam the sides, which I did this morning because I blocked last night and yesterday. I seamed them this morning before coming in. So no, these are easy pockets.
And they're down near the end. Mm-hmm. So you have a lot of really mindless round and round to get to those. And then it's just a little bit of focus knitting. Yes. Karen says, what was the name of your color choosing app again?
Layout.
Layout.
Layout. Layout. Layout. All one word, again, free, and
Really, really cool. Nice. If you go into our Facebook group, so not the page we're on now, but the group, Not Another Hat Unraveled, you can see examples of what Ingrid does with that, because she has shared a lot of different combos that would be great for this sweater. So you can see what that looks like. It's a really great tool for knitters if you're making anything in multiple colors.
And especially like in this case, if you're looking at dropship yarn, but maybe you don't live close to us, so maybe coming into the shop isn't an option for you, then having a way to kind of put your own stuff together and mill it over is nice.
Yeah. Any other questions before we hop off today? How did we do? Oh my God, we're at 35 minutes.
I thought
okay, so I don't see any other questions hopping in. So I hope that we have wetted your whistles, so to speak. And I'm really looking forward to knitting along with all of you and making myself. Oh, there was one more question about the short rows. Oh, we missed it. Is it about the top? Is that where there's short rows?
There are short rows after you do, so you start even with the ribbing. This isn't picked up at the end. You start with the ribbing, and then there are short rows at the back. I just did German short rows. Honest to goodness, I don't even know if she directs you to any certain kind, but I did German and they were fine. If you did wrap and turn, I'm sure they're fine. I honestly don't think what kind of short rows you did would matter, and they are not overly complicated. They're actually going to be quite predictable. You're going to go back and forth, I don't know how many times, the same distance from your previous short row, and then you're over with them, and that's, I believe, all the short rows there are. So
yeah, and that would be something that gets talked about in the first meetup for sure. So
yes. And I made modifications to my sweater. I didn't see it. My length.
German short rows go with German bread.
Yes. I knew there was a reason.
Thank
that's
you,
Heidi. Yes.
So yeah, that's another reason to join the knit along, because those are the kinds of questions that you can definitely get answered in our get-togethers. So. Okay, we probably yapped at you plenty for an average day. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we have such a blast sharing what goes on inside these wacky brains with all of you guys. So I will see you all back on Tuesday for our regularly scheduled lunch chat. All right?
Yay!
Okay,
Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you in the knit along. Bye!